You're listening to the Job Talk with Jeannine podcast with Dr. Jeannine Bennett, a professional resume writer, career coach, LinkedIn expert, military transition expert, and published author. Through this podcast, Jeannine aims to answer all your job talk questions and help you get a career you love. And now, here's your host, Dr. Jeannine Bennett.
Welcome back to Job Talk with Jeannine, where we dive into the strategies, insights, and tools to help you grow in your career and achieve your professional goals. I'm Jeannine, and today we're going to explore a topic that might seem small, but it absolutely is transformational: the language of success. High-achieving individuals think and speak differently from most people. They've mastered the art of framing their thoughts and words to reflect possibility, growth, and solutions. Today, we'll break down specific phrases they use, the mindset shifts they embody, and how you can apply these insights to your own career. Whether you're a rising executive, transitioning from military service, or simply looking to level up in your professional life, the language you use could be holding you back, or it could be the key to unlocking your next big breakthrough. So let's dive in. Let's start with the power of words. Words are more than just a way to communicate. They're how we shape our reality. High achievers understand this deeply. The language you use, whether out loud or in your head, reflects how you view challenges, opportunities, and even yourself. Let me give you an example from my career. I used to work for the Navy. I supported a Navy admiral. And one thing that always stood out to me was that admiral never used negative language. If someone came to him with a problem, he didn't dwell on it or say, "We can't do that," or "What are we going to do now?" Instead, he would ask the individual, "What's the solution?" If the person didn't have one, he would offer one for that person to explore. Every conversation was about moving forward, finding the path through the challenge. That's the kind of language that high achievers use. It's forward thinking. It's proactive. They don't focus on what's stopping them. They focus on what they can do to keep moving. You see, when you shift from limiting beliefs, like "I can't," or "this isn't possible," to possibility thinking, everything changes. Instead of seeing a roadblock, you see an opportunity. Instead of stopping at a challenge, you ask yourself, how can I make this happen? That's the key difference, friends. The idea of possibility thinking is something I've seen time and time again in high achievers I've worked with. Let me tell you about another experience I had, this time with the founder of a $400 million company. Her story was built on what she could do in the face of what others told her she couldn't. People tried to put limits on her abilities, tried to tell her what she was worth, but she never accepted that. Instead, she focused on what she believed she could do. She didn't shy away from her challenges. She sought out experts and mentors to help her get to where she needed to go. Friends, that's another hallmark of high achievers. They know how to seek help, build networks, find solutions, but most importantly, they never let someone else dictate their limits. Her approach, like that of the admiral, was all about what's possible, not what's stopping her. And it all comes down to the language she used. She asked, how can I make this work, rather than accepting someone else's limitations? Now let's dig into some of the specific language shifts high achievers make and how you can apply these in your own life. Here are a few examples. Instead of saying, "I'll try," say, "I'm committed to." Trying is passive. It leaves room for doubt. Commitment, on the other hand, means taking ownership and making things happen. Instead of "I can't," high achievers ask, "How can I?" This is huge. It flips a negative, limiting statement into a proactive question. High achievers don't stop at the no, friends. They're always looking for the how. Instead of "I hope it works," they say, "I'll make it work." Hoping puts success in the hands of external factors, while "I'll make it work" means taking control and finding a way. By adjusting the way you speak, you start to rewire the way you think. And when you think like a high achiever, you start acting like one. Another key element I've observed in both the admiral and the company founder is that high achievers focus on solutions, not problems. When faced with a challenge, most people will list reasons why something won't work. But high achievers ask, what resources do I need to make this easier? Or who can help me figure this out? For example, going back to my time working with the admiral, he was constantly looking for solutions. When someone came to him with a roadblock, his immediate response was, okay, what's our next step? This didn't just solve the problem, it empowered the team to think like problem solvers themselves. As the founder of the $400 million company I mentioned, she never let obstacles define her path. Instead of hearing you can't, she focused on I will. She actively sought out the knowledge and people who could help her get to that next level. And that's how she built an incredibly successful company. When you focus on the solution rather than the obstacle, you create a mindset that's primed for action. And high achievers never let the conversation stop at the problem. They push through with solution-focused language. So, how can you start applying this in your own life? Here are a few actionable steps to start rewiring your language and thinking like a high achiever. Catch yourself using limited language. Pay attention to when you use phrases like I can't, I don't have, or I'll try. Awareness is the first step. Work on reframing your words. When you catch those limiting phrases, reframe them. Instead of I can't, ask how can I? Instead of I'll try, say I'm committed to. Every limitation can be reframed as an opportunity. Surround yourself with high achievers. As I mentioned earlier, one thing that I noticed with both the admiral and that company founder is that they surrounded themselves with people who could help them grow. Language and mindset are contagious. When you're around people who think and speak like high achievers, you'll start to pick up on those habits too. Practice empowering language. Finally, start incorporating empowering phrases into your everyday life. Use words like can, will, choose to reflect possibility thinking. Begin your day by affirming your goals and speaking as if you've already achieved them. Remember, friends, the words we use shape our reality. By shifting your language, you can shift your mindset. And when you think like a high achiever, you'll start acting like one. Thank you for tuning in to Job Talk with Jeannine. I hope today's episode gave you some practical tools to rethink the way you speak and reshape your approach to success. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who could benefit from these insights. Until next time, keep growing, keep achieving, and remember, your words have power. Use them to build the success you deserve.